I want to see you do it, Tom, because I want to watch you break it.
Thanks. All right.
I cut the notch out.
To do
I want to
this,
see this.
to do that, I'm just going to turn on the wet side. And I'm going to do it by hand. Yeah.
All right. I'm impressed.
That, we're going to try her again. Before we set her, we're going to dry her.
Wow. Nice. That wet saw is an amazing tool.
Yeah.
Nothing heats up. The water keeps everything cool. There's no dust.
Yeah, and just keep your finger.
Now, if you don't own a wet saw, guys, you can rent one.
Yeah.
All the rent centers will rent.
What we're going to do is we're going to try this. We're actually going to go ahead and get a drywall screw, set that outlet, make sure that we're where we got to be, and make sure we have the gap to get that screw in. Now, if we had to come back and touch this, we can pull the receptacle, this device out, and I can take a roto-zip ceramic blade. And like I said, even in the future, I can just eat and touch it here and touch it there once that's glued in.
Right, right.
So that's going to be my first piece right there. To get my next tile in, we're just gonna, I'll clean this one here up. But I'm gonna get a quickie space. Like I said, this is no frills, just by eye. I'm finding my box, and I can even do it down here. So I got my 1/8 inch space. Here's the side of my box. I can go to the side of my box. I can even go plus 1/8. All right, so I know this is coming out. When I set this on here, I'm actually holding it up to my spacer joint. There's the bottom of my box.
Okay.
And then that's going to be our next cut.
Just
Basically opposite of what we just had.
use that square.
Yeah, there's where the speed square comes in handy to help draw your line. And that's going to be my next cut. I just wanted to show you these. I'm still going to finish that corner out over there. I need my goggles. And we're up and running.
Safety glasses, sir.
Yeah. Sticking a little. A lot. Yeah, a lot. And then I can take and clean this corner up. I come in here and find my outlet groove where I got to cut that circle. Alright, I'm going to be there, and it's going to go up to there. So my circle looks like it's going to...
that groove is just so you can get the screw in.
Yeah, because we use the core line receptacles. And
now, if you're using regular receptacles, you don't have to do
yeah, we may not need this groove. Yep, exactly. But we do have the core line, so we do need it. And I'm making these extra deep. That don't have to be quite that deep. Rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it when I go to put the outlets together.
Okay.
And that's as simple as that. We'll go ahead and work our way to the next one, the next one, the next one. But wow, Ed was just dying to pick up that camera, so I had to show you something else. I'm still working on my field over here.
All right.
If you remember what we're doing over here, I'm still cutting.
You're
these
still
out.
working your way down there, and you can see we're still missing all the outlets to the bottom. And the reason our outlets are so perfectly in line here and not higher or lower, no matter where they are, is because when we put our boxes on way back at the beginning of this kitchen project, our blue electrical boxes, we used a level to level around our 2x4 framing so that when we knew when we got to this stage of the project, I mean, that's how far along we were pre-planning, even back when we were framing and putting on our electrical boxes. We knew this day was going to come where we would have tile going in on a backsplash, and we knew that when we looked across our brick tile or whatever pattern we had, we wanted to make sure that all of our outlets, all of our switches came through the tile at the same plane, right across one another, so that it looked really professional, so they weren't up and down in different locations in relation to the backsplash tile, okay? And the only outlet boxes and switch boxes that you'll ever see us level before we nail them on to the studs is going to be backsplash boxes, all right? Because it's really critical in a kitchen that all of your outlets the whole way around the project all line up perfectly across from one another because of the tile backsplash that you're going to put in. If you're not going to put a tile backsplash in, it really doesn't matter all that much if they're perfectly level or not, and it really doesn't matter. But when you know you're going to have some type of a design, some type of a pattern backsplash tile going in later in your kitchen backsplash, when you are wiring your kitchen and nailing on your boxes for electric, make sure that you level them to some type of a line the whole way around your counter so that when tile day comes, when backsplash tile day comes, you'll have perfect cuts around your tile and your outlets and your switches. And that might be a little off base for this tile video, but if you've been following the kitchen remodel video series, if you bought the Pro Video A to Z kitchen remodel series, you'll recall back when we were putting on our electrical boxes, we talked about this. So, and if it's something that you'd like to see the whole way through, an entire kitchen from A to Z, that would be the Pro Kitchen Remodel series, all right? And that's at kitchenremodelvideos.com. kitchenremodelvideos.com. All right, so Tom's got about 4 more hunks of tile here that he cut in half to put in until he reaches that corner. We're going to go ahead and let him finish that, and then we'll be ready to turn the corner and work our way behind the stove.